16 billion na amount for farm to market roads for 2016. But I was looking at the historical, I'll just flash on the slide, no? Historical appropriation for farm to market roads. Last year was 23 billion. Tapos this year, 16 billion. Bakit bumaba po yung amounts, Secretary?
Mr. Chair, basically during the budget call namin with the President sa Malacanang, we were advised by DBM kung pwedeng 16 billion lang yung for 2025 due to budget constraints moving forward. And this was earlier this year pa yan. So hindi pa lumalabas tong mga additional funding for nabibigay sa amin for yung additional funding na libre, no, na unlock dahil sa flood control nga. So kaya 16 lang yung parang limit kasi nga yung fiscal space namin maliit.
So this is due to fiscal space,
Yes.
basically. But just to give us an idea, meron ba kayong target how many or how long how many farm to market roads in terms of kilometers do we have?
Yes,
And then
Mr.
versus
Chair.
ilan na ang nagagawa natin?
Well, I don't have the data with me now kung ilan yung nagawa na natin, but please look for it. Pero alam ko yung ilan pa kailangan na validated siya, ilan pa yung total na kulang. Ang kulang na total natin is 64,000 kilometers. Ang validated sa doon is 36,000 kilometers. Sa 16 billion pesos na budget, we can only do based on the, of course, estimates ng DPWH to, no, which may be lowered in the future.
Magkano ba ang estimate?
15 million per kilometer sila eh.
15 million per kilometer.
So yung 16 billion na yun would be around a little bit less than 1,100 kilometers.
Itong 16 billion.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So kung 15 million per kilometer, that's about 15,000 per meter. No? Correct?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And then itong cost na ito, this is a cost agreed upon by DA and
No,
DPWH?
it is set by DPWH.
This is set by DPWH.
Yes.
But did you validate it? Kasi
Well, kung akong
at the end of the day, ang DA is the end user of those farm to market roads. Ba?
Yes. Well, ako Mr. Chair, ako galing ako sa private sector and I've built roads eh.
Right. So
Many
based on your
projects,
experience, yung 15,000 per square meter,
It's too high.
it's too high.
It's too high.
15,000
15 million per
15
kilometer.
Yeah,
sir.
15 million per kilometer or 15,000 per meter is too high.
Yes.
Based on your personal experience, kasi mahaba experience yun sa private sector, so how much should that be?
Well, easily pwede mong tanggalin yung 30% yan eh. Easily.
So lumalabas mga around 12,000 per
10,
meter.
10.
10,000.
10 million per kilometer.
10 million per kilometer.
Wala na yung 25%.
So in other words, kung maghahanap kami ng pondo para sa Sagip-Saka, pwede namin bawasan to by 30% and then achieve the same kilometer.
Well, there's
Tama?
many ways, Mr. Chair, to achieve the same kilometer. But ang objective ko naman, Mr. Chair, napaka-importante rin ho ng farm to market sa ating farmers eh. I actually went to Zamboanga del Sur 3 weeks ago and dahil kinikwento ng farmer in corn na dati daw pagbaba niya ng gamit yung kalabaw at saka kabayo, mga 3 pesos per kilong ginagastos niya. Nung nagkaroon ng farm to market road, ay naging 50 centavos na lang per kilo. So dagdag kita ko sa kanila yun eh. So kung akong tatanungin nyo, ma-maintain sana yung budget niyan, pero mapahaba talaga, maparami yung farm to market road, Mr. Chair.
Oo nga, pwede naman natin gawin, bawasan 30%, ilagay yung, kasi kung 30%, 6 billion, that's 6 billion. No, 5 billion more or less, di ba? Kung babawasan ng 30%, makakasave tayo ng 5 billion, pwede natin lagay sa iba pang recommendation ng chairman of the subcommittee. I'm sure maraming recommendation yan. So I'm thinking ahead kasi I'm sure maraming augmentation yan or amendments / insertions later on. No? So I'm thinking where to get the fund.
For me, Mr. Chair, kasi sa laki ng backlog, I have now the yung completed
Or the
FMR.
other option, secretaries, maintain the amounts, habaan.
Yes, yun ang mas maganda kasi ang maganda ho sa farm to market road na talagang tamang presyo, tamang na at mas mahaba. Araw-araw ho nagagamit yan ng ating mga farmers and not only the farmers, many other and yung pag may dumaan talaga na farm to market yan, wag lang sana tayuan ng commercial. Talagang tataniman talaga yung lupa eh. So maraming advantage ho yung farm to market na kitang-kita. Ang completed farm to market by the way, sir, as of July 2025 is 70,000 kilometers already. 2025. Ang backlog is 60,000. Just to correct my figure of 64,000 sinabi kanina.
Yung based on your analysis ba, Secretary, kasi ang layo, no? We're talking about 15 million per kilometer, ang estimate ng DPWH, tapos sa inyo, based on your personal experience, 10 million per kilometer. Itong difference of 5 million ba, is this overpriced? Overpricing ba ho to? Or
Well, Mr. Chair, I have to admit that some areas talaga may 15 million. Let's say bundok na highly twisting and ano. So, meron talagang ganon. Pero I'm just talking about flat, straight lang na kalye.
meron
Mr.
bang
Chair.
farm to market sa bundok?
Oh, yes, marami,
Diba ang
sir.
farm normally flat yan, di ba?
Hindi ho, sa like Caraga ho, Mountain Province, Ifugao, lahat yan ang ang rami pa natin unlocked areas na wala hong farm to market road na lalo na sa high value crops na pag malagyan ng kalye yung mga plateaus na sa mga 3,000 feet above sea level or 2,000 feet, lahat yun ma-unlock yung farming areas na yun for high value crops na let's say pwede tayo mag-blueberry, pwede tayo mag-ube, pwede yung mamahalin talaga or melon, musk melon ng Japan.
Just a quick intervention. Perhaps you might also want to consider a different set of designs for your farm to market roads, for different sets of locations. For example, in Japan, they don't have the wide farm to market roads that are normal to us. In fact, yung multicab, which is a Japanese vehicle, is precisely a 4x4 that's tiny, small, because mahal ang lupa eh. Sa Japan, kaya ang kalye nila, ang kasya lang eh, yung multicab. Yung farm to market road nila, multicab lang ang ginagamit. So there might be some nuances so that your 15 billion mas lalong maraming lalo na sa bundok. If it's really just farm to market roads and not, 'di ba, all wed or roads used for all purpose. Baka may ganung mga nuances na pwede.
Yes.
Anyway,
Yes, apropos of what our good chairman said, yung farm to market road, matagal ko nang binabatbat lalo sa ating mga DPWH na dun sa farm to market road na minsan tinatawag na ng farm to pocket road. Ano ba naman kung baguhin rin natin ang building technology maliban sa liitan at pakitirin yung kanyang specs. May ginagamit na soil stabilizers, ang dami-daming soil stabilizers na ginagamit sa China at Thailand. Hindi sinisemento ang farm to market road. Ang sa kanila, yung soil stabilizer muna, i-compress muna yun. Tapos ito na yung magiging substratum. Kapag may pera ka na, dagdagan mo na lang ng 3 inches, 4 inches ng semento, hindi na yung required na mga 5 inches. Kaya lang, very far behind tayo at yung building standards natin, parating urban roadways hindi talaga iniisip na may mga bagong technology, chemical, organic, iba-ibang material to stabilize soil.
Mr. Chair, just to inform Mr. Chair and the body, ang DA already proposed to former Secretary Manny Bonoan 6 months after I assumed office ang gusto ng DA ang gusto namin sa mga bundok 5 meters pa rin or even wider kasi nga bundok eh, kurbada. And yung mga high traffic areas naman na hindi lang agri yung dumadaan, medyo maybe you maintain the 5 meters. Pero kung puro agri lang at less ang traffic, nasa 3.5 meters ang gusto ng DA. Para nga ang aim namin talaga mas mapahaba eh. Kaya lang, kailangan may shoulder every few hundred meters para yung nagsasalubong pwedeng gumanon. Second, may proposal din kami sa DPWH under year ago is for soil stabilizers. Personally, nung nakita ko yung soil stabilizer technology na yan, I actually did it in my own farm. So, yan ang cost niyan, baka 5 million lang per kilometer eh. Pero of course, may base course lang, wala nang semento. So, that alone can triple the length of our farm to markets, assuming the budget is the same, ano? I mean, the costing is this, or parang ganon.
Thank you.
Pero hindi ba very hesitant
The
yung
permission
Public
of
Works
Senator
to
Win.
very hesitant yung Public Works to dun sa kanilang building technology. Ayaw nila i-accredit yung mga soil stabilizer. Yun ang problema ko. Hindi ko maintindihan kung bakit.
Baka hindi pa nila naintindihan paano ang kickback doon kaya hindi na.
Wala na feedback doon kasi talagang bibilhin mo yung chemical or else yung organic material. Tapos yung tao mismo, sila ang gagawa. Ang daling gawin eh. Kaya siguro hindi kinakailangan din ng contractor. Isa pang problema yon.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to add na ang gusto nga namin ng DA na sana yung FMR na yan, kailangan may bridge component. Kasi marami ho tayong FMR, magugulat kayo na meron dito FMR, may FMR dito, pero hindi na-connect kasi walang tulay, Mr. Chair.
Okay, Senator Win, you
Thank
still
you.
have the floor. You have 7 minutes, but we are flexible. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
thank you, Mr. Chairman. Secretary, merong special provision. I understand may special provision na ang gumagawa ng FMR or DPWH. Ang DA ba walang capability to construct farm to market roads?
Mr. Chair, actually, kung ang kalye lang pag-uusapan, madaling gawin yan. So we are capable, but in view of the scandals that are happening, I would rather not have it under the DA, Mr. Chair.
And then in your opinion, anything above 15,000 per square meter or 15 million per meter or per kilometer is considered overpriced?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Kasi tinitignan namin yung ibang mga gawa. Like in 2024, ito, flash slide 22. Tinignan namin yung mga projects in different areas and that tilinista namin yung top 10. Tawag namin extremely overpriced FMRs. Like for example, concreting of Barangay San Roque in Tacloban City, 348,000 per square meter. Per meter. Concreting of Barangay Lagyo in Camarines Sur, 263 per meter. Concreting of Barangay Ubihan, saan ba ito? Maykawayan City, 193,000 per meter. So, hindi lang to extremely overpriced, extremely overpriced, Secretary.
Based on sa nakikita ko na pinapakita nyo, Mr. Chair, medyo shocking. But I guess siguro magandang itanong dyan, Mr. Chair, is yung ating bagong secretary ng DPWH na matulungan tayo na mahimay ito. Mr. Chair.
Hindi nyo ho na sa DA kasi itong mga farm to market roads are part of your agriculture agenda. Diba? Kasali nga doon yung 16 billion. Hindi nyo ba na-detect na mayroong ganitong grabing overpricing? Kasi kung 15,000 nga sa inyong opinion is overpriced na, ito 348,000 per meter.
Mr. Chair, actually meron kaming reports even before this whole thing dun sa flood control na meron mga questionable na FMRs nga in terms of cost or standard or meron din parang hindi mahanap. Technically, sa lahat ng na flag namin, hindi pumirma ang DA RAED namin.
pinirmahan yung
Hindi ko I would have to
Paki-double check na lang and submit to us.
double check
Kasi
lang. Pero binubulong
for
sa
me-
akin ngayon, Mr. Chair, hindi namin
ito
pinirmahan.
for me, obvious sign of corruption na ito eh. Paano ka magkakaroon 15,000 lang ang benchmark? Mataas na nga yun. Considered na malambot na yung lupa. Ito, 348,000 per meter. Na ang nag-construct is DPWH but ang end user is DA.
Yeah, medyo may problema talaga. Base sa information I got just now, hindi kami hindi DA nag-concurrent sa mga projects na yan.
Ito hindi nyo inano ito. And then we also looked at yeah, go ahead.
How does that work? Hindi kayo nag-concur? Ibig sabihin, binaypass kayo at tinuloy? Ganun ba yun?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So parang flood control. May nagbabypass, dinediretso dun sa...
Galing itong mga projects na ito. Diba, I would assume kayo ang nagbibigay ng list ng gagawin sa kanila. So yung listahan ng FMR galing sa inyo yun.
Yes, we have a roadmap under naka-software siya ng APMI software. So nandun yun. So we have to validate if it's really...
Ito ba nandoon sa...
I'm not sure lang, Mr. Chair. I don't have the actual list with me.
Paki-validate na lang. And then, tinignan din ho namin yung mga areas na merong cost overshoot. Slide 12. Ito yung mga areas, Region 5, Region 8, Region 5, of course, that's the number one overshoot. 1.1 billion ang cost overshoot. Region 7, Region 8, 500 million ang overshoot, and Region 3, 300 million overshoot, and it goes on. No, so and then tinignan namin rin yung projects nung 2023, slide 11. Majority of the projects nasa Region 5 and Region 8.
Region 5, Bicol ba yan?
Bicol region and
Region
Region-
8, ano?
Sa amin po yun.
Tacloban?
Tacloban region.
Okay, lala po na yan.
And then in 2024, next. Ganon rin, slide 10. Region 5 and Region 8 ang top notchers. And then tinignan din namin kung sino yung mga nakakakuha ng kontrata in 2024. And ito pinadala nyo ho ito galing to sa DPWH. Slide 13. 3 of which nasa top 15 yung pinangalanan ni Presidente na top 15 contractors na nakakuha ng 20% ng total flood control projects. No, yung tatlo doon nasa top 15. Obviously, Highton, ito yung construction company na connected kay Saldico. So tingin ko hindi naman coincidental na ang pinakamalaking nakakakuha ng FMR is Region 5. Tapos pangatlong pinaka maraming nakuhang kontrata is connected kay Saldico. Tingin ko hindi ho coincidental ho yun. No? Nare-review ba ho to ng Department of Agriculture? Kasi end user ho kayo. That's my point. Kayo, at the end of the day, kayo ang end user.
Mr. Chair, itong 2023 at 2024, hindi namin budget, hindi kami yan. Pumasok ho ako ng November 2023. So yung 2024 budget tapos na yung BICAM. So yung 2025 lang yung amin actually. So itong mga naman nanalo na to, ang bidding process is DPWH and lahat. We are only validating if it's complete or not At marami naman kami nakita sa aming initial audit ng FMR na supposedly, hindi naman marami, konti lang naman na completed pero actually medyo hindi namin mahanap kung nasaan. O kaya mayroong kalye, walang semento. So yun ay nireport na namin sa DPWH kay Sec Vince at he's now doing a deeper dive dun sa kanyang ahensya.
Secretary, obvious may overpricing. Di ba? At may overpricing, sigurado ako may corruption yan. Di ba? Kasi ang layo, 15,000 to 300,000, sobrang layo. Ang pangalawang tanong ko, meron bang ghost project based on your inspection?
Sa initial, we just started, Mr. Chair, we just started auditing end of July, July 30 eh. As of now, meron kami nakita sa Davao Occidental na ghost, pero 2021-2022 projects yun na ghost. Meron din sa Zamboanga City na ghost. So far, yun pa lang, ang initial. But tuloy-tuloy ang aming audit as we go along, then we'll be reporting this to the DPWH, Mr. Chair.
With the permission of Senator Win, Secretary, sabi ninyo kasi yung 2023 tapos na nung you took over, no? Pero the DA was still coordinating prior to your entry. The bureaucracy was still in coordination with the DPWH prior to the approval of the BICAM in 2023 before you entered.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So, in other words, while you personally had no, di ba, had no say in the 2023 preparation, the budget for 2024, the DA bureaucracy was involved in it. Di ba?
Most likely.
So, then maybe the DA bureaucracy involved in it should explain to us how this happened.
Mr. Chair, tinanggal ko yung head nun eh.
Okay. But what is his name?
Engineer Ariodir.
But he is in floating status, or what is his?
No more, resigned.
Okay.
Retired, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chairman, we have two options. Number one, dahil ayaw na namin maulit itong overpricing in 2026, pero alam namin mahalaga ang farm to market road to agriculture. Pag walang assurance na maaayos yung trabaho ng farm to market roads 2026, tatanggalin na lang namin lahat para ilagay na lang sa iba. Kasi kung o-overprice lang ng 300,000 per meter, mauulit lang in 2026, edi inulit lang natin yung ligaya ng mga corrupt officials. Diba? That's number one. Number two, kayo gagawa. And assure us na hindi mauulit to. No. So I'll seek the advice of our chairman later on. No?
Yeah, but before Secretary Kiko answers, I guess I can understand your reservation. No, but sabi nga nila, sabi ni Einstein, di ba, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Perhaps it's time for the DA to step up and take on. I understand also sa DepEd, there was a point in time wherein it was not the Public Works Department that was handling there was a PPP, Public-Private Partnership, in school building construction. Maybe the DA can apply the same principle and moving forward for farm to market roads. Go ahead, you can answer, Secretary. And before you answer, I think Senator Marcos, you wanted to.
Hindi, panggulo lang ako dahil nagtuturoan talaga tayo lagi. DA, DPWH, pakatapos yung lokal, sasabihin yung congressman, ang dami-daming turuan. Ang tanong ko, wala bang plano dyan? Maliwanag naman yung priority areas natin. Nabanggit po ninyo yung Zamboanga Peninsula, which is perennially on the poverty list. And then ihahambing mo yung Zamboanga, Agusan Marsh, yung mga areas na yan, na potential for agriculture is tremendous, but they simply have no infra. Ihahambing mo yan sa Ilocos Norte, na hanggang Casillas ng Barangay Kapitan is sementado. Ako nang aamin doon. Kaya, meron bang priority or mapa yung DA at Public Works na sinusundan? Hindi ba pwedeng sundan? Parang wala pa akong nakikita na master plan ng farm to market road. Syempre masyadong busisi yan. Pero at least yung basic na may mga probinsya, all of Mindanao, sasabihin ko kulang ng kalsada kung ihahambing sa norte at saka sa Central Luzon. So hindi ba dapat gumawa muna ng plano, pagkasunduan ng lahat at bawal kapag hindi ayon sa plano?
Mr. Chair, actually may master plan ho at
Bakit hindi nasusunod kailanman? Mas
nasusunod naman.
politiko pa kasi ang mga cabinet, mas politiko pa kesa sa amin. Talagang pinaghahati-hati, Region 1, 2, 3, dapat hati-hati. Eh hindi naman dapat hati-hati eh. Kitang-kita naman yung ebidensya na yung iba talaga na nahuhuli.
Mr. Chair, kaya ho tayo hindi aabot sa ating patutunguhan dahil nga patsi-patsi ang implementasyon do sa yung kakulangan ho na 60,000 kilometers, ginagawa 1 kilometer per municipality at a time eh. So hindi yung sana or something like that ho. I mean, I'm just making it as a scale. I agree ho with Madam Senator Marcos on her opinion that kung if we want to achieve something, let's say sa Sultan Kudarat, we identified a 32,000 hectare area for coffee. Kailangan ng 5 billion para lagyan ng kalye at ma-unlock yung minimum of 32,000. At kung lagyan ng kape yun, kikita lahat ng farmer ng kape sa kape kasi maganda presyo for the next 10 years yan eh. Problema, hindi namin meron kaming pondo pero hindi namin magamit dahil lahat ng may gusto. Of course, LGU may gusto, governors may gusto, congressmen may gusto. Diba? May mga ganon. So parang nawawatak-watak. So yun ang problema.
Isa pa yung yung malaking pondo para sa farm to market road, yung PRDP. Sa katagalan nga, sa kabagalan ng implementasyon, ang tawag po sa amin, puro review, DIRI project. So, yun ang PRDP sa amin sa katagalan. Ang problema, hindi rin tumatalima yon sa plano. Kung sino masipag, sino makalusot, dun sa sangkatutak na dokumento, yan ang bibigyan ng pera. Walang method to the madness eh.
Yes, before Secretary Laurel answers, after your answers, Senator Win can wrap up his questions. Go ahead, please.
Yung sa PR, I have two answers, no? Yung isa yung parang challenge to us. The PRDP naman, ang problema ma'am sa PRDP, Mr. Chair, let's say when I entered as a secretary, there's 22 billion left. Then ang oversubscribed ho siya. Ang nangyari, 38 billion yata o 36 billion ang nag-apply worth.
Pero hindi ba doon papasok yung prioritization ayon sa master plan?
Kasi ang problema namin doon, lahat naman actually priority eh. Lahat nakakatulong eh. Kasi it's vetted by World Bank naman. At hindi siya maliliit na project eh. You're talking about minimum of 150 to 200 million na project.
Yun na nga, kaya sayang
500
Kasi
million.
kung saan napupunta
So
eh.
ang nangyari ng decision namin, to be fair to all at walang palakasan, race to finish. Parang kung sino makakompleto ng 8 steps.
But once again, Secretary, I don't want to argue with you, but certainly the most capable, the most adept, the most engineering-wise will be the first to finish, and they will be the first to complete the documentation, when in fact, they're probably not the most needy, most neglected, and most underdeveloped. Yun ang
That's
problema. Baliktad ang nangyayari. Ang nabibigyan, yung may kalye na. Kasi magaling na sila mag-apply eh. Katulad namin. Samantalang sa Mindanao, kulelat lagi. Wala pa silang experience mag-apply niyan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's one. And the second reply to if kung tatanggapin namin yan, if the Senate would put their trust in the DA, then we will take it. But kaya naman namin yan. Kaya lang I just don't want to
With
be
you at
involved.
the helm, we can trust.
Yeah, maybe yes. Pero another idea is parang kung pwede mag-MOA kami or with DP or whatever ang LGU. Kasi some LGUs naman are very capable eh. Parang para magawa natin mas mabilis itong lahat, some LGUs magaling mag-implement eh. Parang we can choose the LGU. So parang pagtulungan na lang lahat ho, Mr. Chair.
Okay, Senator Win, you have the floor.
Mr. Chairman, just to wrap up on this topic, kinompute namin yung overshoot or overpricing in 2023 and 2024. Lumalabas about 10.3 billion ang overpriced farm to market road. Equivalent to about 683 kilometers. So yung 683 kilometers, Mr. Chairman, pwede na tayong gumawa ng kalsada from Manila to Apari ng isang kalsada, no? 2 lanes all the way to Manila to Apari. Apari is the hometown of my mother, kaya pinili ko 'yon. So yung nawala sa corruption, pwede na tayong gumawa ng kalsada na mag-umpisa sa Manila all the way to Apari. So that's why, Mr. Chairman, dapat pag-isipan mabuti ng DA, because we will not allow this to happen again in 2026. Hindi namin pwedeng payagan to. Dahil sabi nga ng ating chairman, parang pinukpok lang natin ang ating sarili sa ulo. No? So pag-isipan ngayon ng DA, kung gusto nilang to step up into the challenge, and we'll give you the option. Kasi pag tinanggal yung special provision, you can build it yourself. You can ask the LGU to build it. You can build it baka PPP or other modalities. Bahala na kayo doon. Pero hindi kami papayag na yung mga ganitong overpriced farm to market road. Imagine, Mr. Chairman, 300,000 per meter, no?
Okay.
That is a grabing corruption na yan, no? So, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Win.